So when thinking about comparisons between Greek mythology and current culture today, the easiest place or the lowest hanging fruit to draw comparisons with modern day mythological heroes would be superheroes, which in many instances are referred to as, modern day mythological heroes. Now, when you look at the Justice League, which are some of the most prominent superheroes in the DC universe, it's easy to see these parallels, namely with Poseidon and Aquaman. Like Poseidon, Aquaman, ruled the seas, primarily Atlantis. They both had all pretty much the same powers and abilities, and they both carried the same weapon, which was a trident. Now, instead of focusing on the Justice League, which also has another similarity with, being from Olympus. Olympus is in the heavens. Justice League has a house or a headquarters located in a space station above Earth, which in many instances does resemble Olympus in a way, but we're not going to focus on the entire team. We're just going to look at Batman, also known as the Dark Knight. To compare him, we're going to be using Hades, which is also a dark character, in mythology. Now, some of the similarities they have is that they're both outcasts of their respected groups. Although Hades is one of the gods, he doesn't reside in Olympus with all the other gods, much like Batman. Hades does live underground and rules the underworld. Now, much like Hades, Batman also kind of rules the underbelly of Gotham, and to go even more literal, he has an underground Batcave, which could be referred to as, the underworld. Now, also, much like Batman, Hades is kind of the darker one. They both are pretty dark in the way they portray themselves. Batman has that cowl resembling a bat, and in some instances you also hear about Hades having a sort of headpiece, and just looking at them, they're both the darker kind of black sheep of their groups. Now, even a writer from the Batman vs. Superman film related the relationship between Batman and Superman as that of Pluto and Apollo. Now, although these are the Roman gods. Now, other similarities is that, they're both depicted as stern and unyielding. So if you've ever seen Batman in a comic, in a movie, anything, he's pretty stern and unyielding in the way he carries himself, the way he carries out punishment to the bad guys, the scumbags. So in that sense, they're also pretty similar, and they're both mentioned to be of extreme wealth. Hades has been known to be called the god of wealth, and if you know anything about Batman or Bruce Wayne, he has the Wayne Industries, which is essentially a money generator and where he gets all his money from. So they're also very rich. Now, I know I referenced them being outcasts, and a good example of this is the animated film called Justice League Doom, where you definitely see an instance where Batman is the outcast as everyone's being attacked, and they find out that the way they're being attacked is with their only vulnerability. Superman is shot with a kryptonite bullet, and all these plans and schematics came from a secret file that Batman had. So even in that sense, although he wasn't the one to actually carry out these acts, someone got a hold of them, and everyone realized that Batman was keeping tabs on all of them and was kind of making himself the outsider. So in that sense, they're also similar. Now, some differences is, Batman doesn't have a pitchfork, the Batman has no powers at all, but that's the closest person I could actually see parallels between Batman and Hades, and I hope you see them as well. Looking through, the Justice League roster, there's a bunch of other similarities. Another one would be, Zeus and Superman ruling the sky. So, thanks, and I hope you enjoyed this video.